We are joined by the owner of the New York Islanders, Chales Wang. And, usually we pursue the owner and try to initiate one big interview right before the end of the season. But this year, Charles jumped the gun. He told us he wanted to come on because he has a message for the fans. So, Charles, the floor is yours.
It's not a big message or anything. It's really, I want to really make sure that we thank the fans. I want to thank all the fans for their support. I know it's been a year that's had its ups and downs. I think we all recognize we have a young team. They're moving the right direction. I'm really looking forward to next season already, but we have still 4 or 5 games left, so we got to play it through. It's an exciting team, though.
Well, I think you can appreciate that if any one of your fans were sitting in this seat right now, the first question that they would ask would be the one I'm going to ask you right now. Will this team be here, meaning in the New York area, beyond 2015?
I think everyone knows how disappointed and frustrated I am with the whole process that's been going on, whether it's the town, whether it's the county, all the political stuff and so forth. We have right now, anything definitive. We are committed, and I want to reassure all of the fans here, we're trying our best. We want to be, and we should be in the New York area. We just don't know, and there's nothing to report on. We don't like to do it in the press because then everybody gets involved in it, and they say what they want to say to make it so it's nice things about what they are, rather than really taking care of really the fans and the team. And so we have nothing definitive, but we are committed. We want to be. We believe we will be in the New York area, and we continue to work toward that.
Well, as you well know, the Islanders have an exhibition game in Brooklyn coming up against the Devils at the Barclays Center October the 2nd. And you know that's intriguing for a lot of reasons, not the least of which is that Brooklyn has to be considered a viable option if you do take the team out of Nassau County. Does your lease with the Coliseum allow you to play a handful of regular season games at the Barclays Center as soon as next year, if you wanted to do that?
I think it's, again, if there was an interest to do that, we obviously have to deal with the county, which we have a lease with, which says we play all our home games here.
So you would have to negotiate around that then. You can't unilaterally say I'm playing 5 games in Brooklyn.
And also you got all your season ticket holders. What do you tell them? And so we don't know. But I think what's nice is that fans who want to come to this game in the end of September have an opportunity to be part of history. And this is really nice. It'll be the first professional sport game event held in the Barclays Center, which I was just there recently. It's beautiful. I mean, it's a beautiful facility. I'm a little jealous, obviously. I think you can understand why.
I think we can understand, and everyone who's been here over the last few years certainly understands. Has there been any talk? Has Bruce Ratner or Mikhail Prokhorov, the owner of the Nets, come to you about a partnership that would take you to Brooklyn long term?
I don't think that is wise to comment on at this point because, again, there are a lot of things. We will consider every option. Love is New York, obviously. We know what it is. We love the fans. I mean, we had a good season with the fans, and you can see the excitement. I get so excited. I mean, who would have thought that Poso or Bailey would come flourishing toward the end of the season? I mean, it's unbelievable. You can see the promise, and we know the issues we're going to address. We'll address them, and we'll move on.
Okay, some of the issues involve where the Islanders are going to be over the next few years in terms of the salary cap, which could change depending on how the next CBA works out. But you've been at the cap floor for the last couple of years. Do you anticipate staying there, or do you feel that you can or might want to spend above that in order to expedite the process of improving this team?
Well, when you improve a team, it isn't spending only money. It's really bringing in the right kind of talent, and we've been trying to do that. We said we're committed to building it from within. You bring in a few veterans to try. You got to look at our kids today. Some of them are veterans. 3-4 seasons makes you a veteran, really. So if they're going to, and you can see them stepping into their own more and more. And this we love to see. I know it's frustrating for the fans sometimes. It's frustrating for me, and believe it or not, for the players too. But they all have this wonderful feeling about it. This is why the Oposos, Nielsen, Tavares, Grabner, so they're signing on for longer term. They believe in the core and the chemistry that we've developed there.
So when you measure that against the expectations, I know this year the expectations were to get into the playoffs. Didn't happen. What does that do to your expectations for next year?
Well, I think every season you should start off by expecting to go to the Stanley Cup Finals or something.
But do you think you can do it with this team intact, or do you need to make significant changes?
I don't think you need to make significant changes. You got to learn from this whole season. You know, where you need more stability, perhaps, maybe defense, who's coming up through your system. You got to take a look at that. You got to look at the goaltending situation. Where do we stand now? We got tremendous talent coming, and you also got to augment that with talent need. You have to put the team together. And you know, when this season starts, we're all perfect, 0-0, right?
Well, let's talk about putting the team together then, because it is 5 years now that the Islanders have been out of the playoffs. How would you assess the performance of your general manager and your coach?
I think they've done a very good job, and I have complete confidence in them. They're working hard. They knew the grind they were going to go through in terms of what it takes to build it. We went through this, and we're still going through this, but I believe that they're the right people to be running it.
Which leads us then to assume, based on that both of them will be back in their roles, at least for training camp next year? Can we assume that?
Yeah, sure. I mean, we invested how much into all of this whole process. The worst time now is to sort of, oh my God, let's change again. I don't think it works that way.
Well, the process, of course, is what everybody still wants to know about. And as you've stated often over the last little while, there can't be any news to report until there's news to report to get everybody excited about the long-term future of this franchise. We've talked about Brooklyn. What about your relationship with the important people, the power brokers in Nassau County, whether it's Ed Mangano, the county executive, or Kate Murray, who runs the town of Hempstead? Where's your relationship at with them right now?
Well, you know, again, they are trying to do what they believe is best for Long Island, I hope anyway, because we elect them to represent us. I have a problem because I'm disappointed, frustrated beyond words. You know, to put $20-some million invest just to do the lighthouse project, see it fall apart, then to do another. I mean, who is it for? Everybody should be held accountable at the end of the day. When you look at it, we've invested lost something like $240-some million over the years. We're committed. We believe that the team, Long Island, New York, Queens, Brooklyn, whatever, we believe we belong here. We want to look at it, and as far as Suffolk, all that, there's an identity here. We love it here. We'll work with them. I think we as citizens should hold all the ones we elect accountable. There's something wrong, isn't it? After how many years? Today, I don't know if you know, but the Florida team, the Marlins.
Oh, the baseball team, the Miami Marlins.
Yeah, they went into their new arena, you know, and I saw the picture. Beautiful. Happy for them, but at the same time, a little bit sad.
We're all envious, aren't we?
Yeah, I know.
Charles, thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
The owner of the New York Islanders, Chales Wang.
And that was Chales Wang with Howie Rose. We're going to